All right, folks, Big Paul here, and we are going to train some shoulders tonight, shoulders and triceps. This is my first real hard workout post the Masters USA. This is the getting ready for our Masters Nationals in July. That's my plan. I'm going to be doing Masters Nationals in July, and there's a couple shows in that window that I can be ready for. There's Universe, there's North American, so if Masters Nationals doesn't work out, I can be ready in that window. But officially starting the off-season work today, 2 weeks post-show. We're gonna get into some shoulders. I do shoulders by themselves. I train everything twice a week. I do a push-pull leg style of workout, but I do shoulders once a week versus everything else twice a week. Shoulders and chest. People ask me why shoulders once a week. It's because my shoulder fucking sucks and it hurts, so I can't train shoulders more than once a week. Plus, shoulders are sort of a dominating body part for me, so I'll pull the volume back on them a little bit. And I split my workouts in half, my push workouts, and do shoulders one day, chest the other day. And we're going to get to that in just 1 second. All right, so for the first exercise grouping I do to start off the shoulder workout, I usually hit upright rows, superset with the lateral raises, dumbbell lateral raises. Logic behind this, these are going to hit the lateral head of the deltoid. We want to hit all three heads. We want to hit the anterior, posterior, and lateral head of the deltoid, so you have balanced delts. A lot of guys I see neglect their side and their rear delts, or they just have crap form, shit form on lateral raises. You'll see dudes that do lateral raises like this, and they end up hitting the anterior head of their deltoid and not the lateral head of their deltoid. So we have to keep our form tight. Do not worry about the weight. Everybody overuses weight on lateral raises. You want to be able to keep your lateral head engaged. So if you see here, most guys, when they get a lot of weight, they end up doing this thing where they're flapping the wings like a bird, and all you're doing is working the front anterior head of the deltoid. You're not actually getting that boulder cap on the side. So you want to keep things, think of pouring milk out of a jug. I think that was an example that I heard John Meadows make years ago. So think about when you're doing lateral raises, you want to turn your wrist up. Turn your wrist up, and I superset those with the upright rows to really mute my lateral deltoids. We'll show you how to do it in just 1 second. So on these, you don't want to bring your elbows up too high. I usually bring them up to about parallel. You get them up too high, you end up getting more trap into it. So we want to work the lateral head of the delt. All right, so next up, I usually do some sort of pressing movement for my shoulders. Pressing movements are going to be more the anterior head of your delt, front head of your delt. I like this machine. This is what we have in our gym. This machine's nice because it has a regular grip, and I guess this would be a neutral grip. My shoulders are all goofed up. I have a lot of issues with my shoulders. I have torn labrum and other problems with my shoulders. So I like getting the grip, I guess the neutral grip or whatever you want to call it, because it keeps pain out of my shoulders. And I also like the fixed plane of motion that you have here. So I'm not completely trashing my shoulders. I don't have to worry about a dumbbell falling back or something like that. If I had better shoulders, I'd probably be doing barbell presses or dumbbell presses for shoulders. I used to do heavier stuff with barbell presses and dumbbell presses, but today, I'm almost 50 years old. I'm old as fuck, so I have to be more careful with my shoulders. I have a rule, live to lift another day, so I don't want to put anything at risk. I still want to try to lift heavy and lift progressively, but I do it within the constraints of good form and protecting myself from injuries. And so we're going to get into this. All right, so another problem you can see here, I talked about the grip earlier. Even if I wanted to do the rear grip, you can see I can't get my arm in here. My arms are so damn long, they bump into the plates. So I have to use the neutral grip or whatever the hell you want to call this thing. This is what I use on this one. And just so you guys know, the set structure on this workout, I usually do progressive sets over a 5 to 6 week block. I usually start off with somewhere between 2 to 3 sets per exercise, and I'll progress up to 5 or 6. This post-show block, I'm probably just going to keep everything static. I'm running between 3 to 4 sets per exercise in the workout. So the workout total volume in the workout is going to be something like 10 to 12 sets, maybe a little bit more. But normally as I progress through the training block, I'll add more sets. But for the rebound phase, I probably won't. We'll see. And usually this is enough to make me grow. And then as I progress in the off season, then I'll start adding volume. So during this rebound phase with my cycle, I talked about it last week. I have a full video up if you want to check it out. But usually what we do is pull out all the orals. We pull out all the toxic shit like tren, and we slowly taper off the fat burners. I backed off to just some testosterone and primobolan right now. Usually you back off to about a half to 60% of what you were running total load on contest prep. You don't need a lot when you throw the food back in. Running some HGH as well and pushing the food back up. The food alone is going to make you grow. So you don't need a ton of PEDs right now during this phase to make you grow. And then you save the gas for later on. Now getting into this section of the workout, this is the last part of the delt focus portion of it. So we're going to work the posterior, the rear head of the delt. So you want fully balanced delts, as we talk about. Most students don't have that. They have big front delts, little side delts, and even smaller rear delts. So for rear delts, I'll either do face pulls, bent lateral raises. I also like rear pec deck, so I'll do the rear pec deck and a motion like this. You don't need a ton of weight. If you're using a bunch of weight on this, you're probably not doing it right. The heavy weight would be on your presses. Save that for the presses. We'll get into these right now. So what I like to do is I get my hands, I'm going to raise the seat up a little bit. I get my hands here. You want to be about parallel with the shoulder, so I need to pull the seat up just a little bit more so we're nice and even. And then I pull straight back like this. I may even need the seat up just a little bit more. You don't need a ton of weight. I think I have like 120 on here right now for me, which is not crazy heavy. And you'll see here. All right, so we finished off the workout with triceps. I like to get 2 types of tricep movements in. We want to get something where we're putting tension on the tricep in the fully contracted portion. So in this workout, we're going to do pushdowns with the rope. And then you also want another exercise, a variation where you're getting tension on the tricep in a fully stretched position, which would be overhead rope extension. So we're going to do both. We're going to do pushdowns with the triceps, and then we're going to do overhead rope extensions, and that should finish off our triceps. I usually keep the reps somewhere in the 12 to 15 rep range, somewhere between 3 to 5 sets on these, and that's all I really need. I don't use a lot of weight on triceps anymore. My elbows are creaky, and I just try to get a good pump, and that usually gets them going. So you'll see on these, I don't need a ton of weight. I think I have 40 pounds on here. If you're not getting a full contraction on the bottom, you've got too much weight on it. I'll see dudes doing this shit. That is not a full extension. You're not getting crap out of that. You're just lying to yourself if you got too much weight on there. So full extension, full contraction at the bottom. And I've lost track of my reps, but anyway, you get the idea here.